There we go.
All right, fellas. Bet Champ Show after hours. Here we are back at it again. How are the fellas feeling tonight?
Feeling good. It was a good weekend of watching the Cowboys lose, so that's how my weekend went.
That was a tough one. Got boxed in this weekend. Sometimes you're the bat, sometimes you're the ball. We're going to bounce back this week.
Well, now I can just not. I'd honestly rather have the Cowboys lose like that in the first round than break my heart in the second or third. So,
yeah,
tough pill to swallow. But like I said, I told you guys literally last week, the Packers just have the number of the Cowboys in the playoffs. It just doesn't make sense, no matter who's the quarterback.
You know, it's funny.
Crazy, right?
It's funny to think that they have more playoff wins in that stadium than the Cowboys do. That's like crazy.
Yeah, the fucking Texans have more playoff wins since they became a team than we do.
It's
Don't understand it. I'll never understand it. It's just a bad playoff juju. And I mean, people are going to keep saying, you know, Dak Prescott this, but I mean, the whole team just didn't show up regardless. I mean, the defense gave up almost 50 points. Even if the offense did show up, they were not stopping them ever.
They were flat, man. It was like they didn't want to be there. It was weird. The body language was weird. Everything about it was just odd. I don't know, man. CD and Dak didn't seem on.
CD and Dak, yeah, they were off.
They were talking on the sideline, which don't happen. It was really weird.
Yeah, it was all just. It was hard to watch.
And then didn't McCarthy say they weren't ready?
I don't even think he had to say it.
Didn't he say that?
Because they didn't look ready.
But I think he brought that up in his post game. It's like that's literally your job.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, it's not Dak. I get Dak made some things and all that, but you're the coach.
But
your team's not ready. The biggest game.
Biggest game
Jimmy
at
Johnson
home. And
gave a more inspirational speech.
That's what I'm saying. Jimmy Johnson at halftime was going wild. There was just no energy out on the field at home.
I thought he was going to cry.
Completely dead.
Yeah, Jimmy looked rough at halftime. Where do you go now, though? What's next? You know what I mean? I they're saying 48 hours. I would anticipate. You know, I don't know. Do you go get Belichick? Do you sell the farm? Do you look at Harbaugh? What's next?
I think you got to just get. You got to get one of those coaches that at least have been there. I mean, Cowboys fans are not going to let Mike McCarthy come back like that. It's going to be hell for him. It's going to be hell.
You got to get rid of McCarthy and you got to get rid of Dan Quinn. You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the standard? You know, what's the standard to be in the Cowboys stadium and everything? What's the standard for next year? You can't bring those guys back. Yeah, I mean, you just showed us what happened.
Got a clean house on the whole staff, and
do you
start something, bring a new energy into the building or something. Because
do you go out? Do you go out and get Harbaugh, trade Dak, and package some draft picks and move up and get Caleb Williams and say, "Hey, Harbaugh, take it away." Yeah. What do you think? You think you just stick with Dak?
Yeah, we have to. I mean,
Saj kind of brought up a good point. There's like really no one else out there at the moment that like who would do better for the Cowboys right now.
Quarterback's locked in.
It's it's crazy because Dak played at an MVP level, but it's just there's something with the playoffs, man.
But that defense was bleeding. Like they limped into the playoffs. That defense had holes. It had issues, and I think they just got exploited. I mean, I couldn't believe there was, I think 2-3 occasions where there was a ball thrown and like the TV had to pan out to catch a Cowboy. They're open by 20 yards. Romeo Dobbs and some other guys. It was like, why is he so open? What's going on? And there wasn't anyone within 20 yards of him.
No Cowboy on the screen.
No.
It was just
I saw one punt the whole game. I think they punted once in the first half, and that was it.
I think you got to keep Dak.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, at least you know that he can produce in the season. It's just the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Like, the only advantage to get Williams, and it's the only advantage, is you get him on that rookie contract. But be honest with you, I don't know if he's got the mentality to play in Dallas.
I'm a USC guy.
That's a big
I don't
go ahead.
I wouldn't sell the farm for Caleb Williams. Like I like Drake May. I think he's got huge upside. I think there's some other guys out there. I think Caleb Williams. I mean, I didn't like his energy You know, when we lost and stuff at SC. I'm not a Caleb Williams guy. So if you're, he's already like, I don't want to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
It
just seems like
itself says, yeah.
It seems like he's got such a big head right now in the college space that, man, I don't know if that's going to translate over to the league. I mean, I hope it does. I'd love to see it, but he's got such a big head right now. A couple bad games, I mean, the media is just going to be all over him.
Whether you like the Cowboys or not, right? The quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys is the job in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other teams winning this and that, but when they're winning, you're driving that Cowboy machine. I don't know if it's like Dak eats a lot of shit. He does. You know what I'm saying? And he comes back. He says the right stuff. I thought he improved this year throughout the season. Some of the normal Dak mistakes he wasn't making. This was like you guys said, this was a Mike Tyson beating. It was like he was coming out the spar and they just started punching on him and scoring. Before they know it, they're like, what the fuck? They can't stop it. Their good call last week too, Sauce, on Aaron Jones, because Aaron Jones, I mean, he had his way. It doesn't matter who came through that door. It wasn't going to.
No, the crazier part is Aaron Jones was pretty much injured for the whole season. And then he comes back in the last couple of games and everything, and just, oh man, he brought the confidence to that Packers team for sure.
He made it all up Saturday. All the games he missed.
I think the Packers are scary because who are you going to stop? You're going to say I'm going to stop Aaron Jones, but after that, I mean, they got people everywhere. You know what I mean? But I think when the Cowboys went down 14,
it was over.
I think it changed the whole game plan. And Dak, they were throwing pressure. They put their ears back. They knew what they were doing. And I think I think the whole game plan was just abandoned. You
got to play catch up. Dak's never been good. I was texting my dad during the game. As soon as it was 7-0, I was like, this is not good because if we don't score on this drive, Cowboys do not play good from behind all season long. If you look at how long they've been leading on every game that they win, they're always leading. So they have that confidence to just roll and play. But as soon as they get down from behind, it's not good. And it's been like that. I think every game we lost is we've never led. Like it's just the domino effect of not making the right plays. And I mean, I've been saying that defense for the last month has been atrocious. If you can't stop the run, then they're just going to throw the ball everywhere. And I mean, even that, like aside, Jordan Love played freaking unbelievable. Every big time throw was just getting made. I'm like, it's not going to happen. So Jordan Love seems legit, but I mean, even what he was saying with Dak, like he has what it takes to be a quarterback in Dallas because he doesn't say the wrong things. He takes it.
Yeah.
He owns on all of his mistakes that he does, and it's very hard to find a quarterback in that big of a market. And Caleb Williams he'll crumble in that market. There's no way. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I agree, but I do agree with Jones. We'll see, but coaching's got to go. You can't fire the team.
Yeah,
yep.
Mike, you took over play calling. I know the defense was leaky, but I need something new. I need shock and awe.
That can't be the
if
standard.
Belichick.
That can't be the standard.
I like the one thing that I like what the Rutgers alum McCourty said after the game on the post show. But he brought up how he brought up how look, the one thing he can tell you, if Belichick was coaching that team, they would have been prepared. And that's the one thing about Belichick. He has a whole kind of other stuff, but their team is prepared. They're going to take away your best player. They're going to
I got you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be Club Med for Dallas if he comes in there, but that might be what they need. They have the pieces. How long you're going to have to sign Parsons coming up? How long can you keep that team together as it is and make you run? You got to not getting you there. So
you got to go after Derrick Henry too.
That'd be nice.
Talked about that last week. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would just change the dynamic because even they have such a great offense with the pass game with Dak and at the level he played. But, I mean, Tony Pollard, to what Sach has been saying, is just not an every down back. So, I mean, if you could split carries with Derrick Henry, get some fire going,
I think Derrick Henry gives you an identity, too. What we're going to do, and then we're going to play action and work off that. But this is what we're going to do, But Tough weekend for Soch, man. Tough weekend for Cowboy Nation. I'd pour some out, man, for the Cowboys, but yeah, this is expensive shit. You know what I mean?
What is it though?
18 Glenn Levitt in honor of
my oldest daughter's boyfriend went to the Cowboy game.
Oh, poor
Talk
dude.
about that.
Oh man,
he got stuck on the tarmac in Denver for 3 hours with the snow and ice. Got down there, took that beating, came back Sunday night. Yeah, it was like we haven't heard from him other than text. He hasn't come out yet. He's still got.
Especially,
I mean,
especially
that's why I
going
like
out there
Cowboy
like that.
fans.
Wow.
They wear it. They wear it on the sleeve.
They're walking around with the hoodie on. The
Cowboy
head down.
fans, they love their team. Yeah. But gosh, yeah, that was bad. I think you're on mute, Jones. I can't hear you.
Yeah, Zed, you're on mute.
I know. I was talking to the live chat.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out, good job.
But
Bringing the
you got
audience. Good job.
I'm just making sure everyone's staying cool. Let's you guys want to roll over to the KC Miami game?
Yeah,
let's go.
The Arrowhead game. Patrick Mahomes losing a piece of his helmet. Freezing cold. Did you guys were you guys on social media? Did you see all the fans, like their whole beer cans were just frozen? Everything was frozen.
Yeah, that was wild.
I mean,
that looked miserable.
And I mean, shoot. Other than that, dude, the Dolphins and Tua. I don't think Tua is the long-term answer for the Dolphins. But I mean, who are you going to get? That's every organization wants to trade quarterbacks, but it's like, who are you going to go get? It's there's top 10 quarterbacks, and then after that, it's just downhill. But
do you sign him?
Can't get it done, but
he's got one more year, right?
That's going to be an investment signing him.
Yeah, it is.
So
he's got what, one more year?
So yeah, I think so. He's going into his last year.
Yeah, I would draft.
I think that's what they were saying, because he was saying that at the outbrief, he's not worried about it, this and that. But I'll tell you, the lesson learned was 2 or 3 weeks ago, the second to last game. If you guys remember, they played Tennessee at home. Gave up 14 points in under 2 minutes to Tennessee to lose the game. That cost them the East. They lose to Buffalo. They lose the East. Now you got to go on the road.
Yeah,
they're made for speed, grass, and sunshine, right? That game was so pivotal, and to give up 14 points like that, it was ridiculous in that fourth quarter. But that's when they lost the East. You lost your home game. That's it. You're not going out to KC. Andy Reid, he looked comfortable. Goatee's frozen over. Freaking Mike McDonald, he looked like Humpty Hump. Big old pickle nose was red. He looked like he wanted to be anywhere else. He was shocked.
A hood with a
beanie on. Yeah.
Well, he ain't got that layer like Andy Reid. That dude's slight. But why did it look like Tyreek and maybe Jalen Ramsey looked like the only two that were even comfortable in that atmosphere, like a little bit? The rest of them look completely like, get me out of here.
Yeah,
I don't know. Cali kid, I don't want to play there. I mean, it was cold watching it, but I don't know. Them dudes looked uncomfortable the whole game.
It just goes to show Miami all year long. The media's hyping them up, best offense in the league, this, that, and then. But it's like they haven't beaten anyone good in that last stretch of the season. And then, I mean, we all called it here. We knew going into Arrowhead, that's not the place you want to be, especially with Mahomes and Andy Reid.
And I mean, you can't go into a game like
Miami
that.
Miami needs a warm, dry track.
Yeah.
They were out of their element. They just couldn't play in that. It's not what they're built for.
I mean,
they're going from 100 degrees
they don't
to
have a power game.
20 degrees weather.
What the announcer say? He had me dying. He said, they had the AC cranked up in Miami, like they were, cooling the facility to get ready for it. Like it's nothing like that, man. You walk out there. I've been in North Dakota, negative 52. We talked about it briefly on text, but that stuff take your breath away, man. Like it's nothing to be like, no.
So it was they were saying because Mike McDaniels in one of the practices, I think the past year, he was wearing that shirt and it was like, I'd rather be in colder weather, said no one. And then they were saying since he's wore that shirt, he's 0-3 in those weather games.
Yeah, he had that one shirt. I wish it was colder. that one
He
time.
looked
Yeah,
miserable.
that
I'm sure he
Wish Kohler,
was.
yeah.
That's
But-
great. I'll tell you what though,
I wish it was
this Chiefs Bills game though, this is going to be interesting in Buffalo. What you think on that one, Whit?
Man, I think it's going to be another. Like I like Mahomes a little bit better than Allen, just because he's going to probably give them less opportunities. Won't turn the ball over. I think Mahomes has been there. If the Bills don't win this game, I think there's huge ramifications with the roster. The Bills are beat up. They lost more. This against the Steelers, that was a tough physical game. So I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs going into it, unless Allen has, just plays out of his mind. But I think he'll give an opportunity. There's going to be two opportunities with Allen. He's like Brett Favre. You're going to get two. It's do you capitalize on them? So I mean, I would go with the I like KC.
Yeah, I think it's another game kind of like, with the Chiefs. I feel like they just have the Bills number, but I mean, Bills beat them this year, so I mean, they do have that's a hold their hat on that. They beat them before, but in the playoffs, it's a different ball game, and I would probably lean on the Chiefs on this one too. I just think Josh Allen, he's due for a turnover eventually.
He's always. It's just a different atmosphere too. I mean, Mahomes is 2-0 on Josh Allen in the playoffs, so there's a chip on Allen's shoulder right now. Can he get it done?
Yeah,
I'm on the other side, guys. I'm with the Bills.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm on the Bills. I like the Bills. I like the Bills because they're finally at home. They earned that home spot. Kansas City has to go on the road. They haven't played well on the road all year. I mean, this is what the Bills been waiting for 2 years.
Yeah.
If you can't get ready for this weekend, anything can happen. You're right, but I'd even put. We lost Whit. I'd even put I'd still probably go with I'll go with an Allen turnover, but I still think the Bills are going to win. And a Josh Allen will have a turnover in this game.
Yeah, this is that game.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't win, this is, all things are kind of similar but different. This is kind of like the Cowboys, right? If you can't beat the Chiefs now at home, what do you do with this team? We lost to them twice in KC. We finally get them in our house. What do? They seem to be a year that they can't catch the ball. If we can't beat them now, we gotta go back to the drawing board.
I think the Bills are just too predictable on where the ball's going. I mean, it's just going to be on Diggs and Kincaid. There's going to have to be another big time like playmaker or X factor that they're going to have step up. Because I don't think Diggs is going to be able to get it alone. I mean, they just played the Steelers, so that defense isn't the best. But I mean, is what's his name playing? Who had the 3-4 touchdowns against them 2 years ago? Gabe Davis, is he playing?
I haven't seen anything on him
yet.
yet.
We'll have to look it up.
I'm looking at last game, and Gabe Davis he's not even on the receiving list. So he either didn't catch a ball or didn't get a target. I don't know if he was hurt. I don't remember.
And Sauce, I know you and I were riding it. That Kelsey reception. Oh. They're still out there dropping shit.
He's
true.
He's dropping some easy ones, man.
Sach, is there a way we can get a Whit back in?
I'm just thinking on the road.
Yeah, he's just hit that. I'll send him a new link.
Can you get Whit? Yeah, get him in.
But this is that game
that I went with his Bills.
This is that game, E. If you're the Bills, you got that newspaper article taped to your mirror in the bathroom, looking at it every day. I'm like, yeah, this is the one you want.
If you lose, what do? I mean, you got to, right? You got everything set up for you. I don't know. You gotta. So I like the Bills at home. Like I was telling you before we went live, I look at this kind of like the NCAA tournament. Couple upsets in that first couple rounds, but we're in the Sweet 16 now, and the cream's going to rise. I think you'll see a balance out in these upcoming games. A lot of recency bias will be going with what they saw last week, but yeah, we'll see. Right, that's why we do it. I think I got skunked last week. So,
what is the spread on this game?
Right now for Chiefs Bills are laying -2.5.
Ooh,
yeah.
So I mean, it's a pick 'em. It's really a pick 'em here. It's tough. It's just tough because the Chiefs know them so well, know them every playoff, So Andy Reid knows these guys very well.
Andy Reid, yep. Big Red knows them very well.
So it's tough because I would obviously you'd lean to say the Bills clearly they have the better offense when Josh Allen is not turning the ball over. Yep. But I mean, Mahomes in the playoffs, he just turns into someone else. I mean, even without receivers, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to control the game.
I'll be wearing the sucker hat again next week. We'll see. But I like the Bills. Put that down.
Even the Bills. I sent it to Witt. I don't know where he's at.
I'll send him
a Josh Allen turnover.
I'll send him a text.
With the Josh Allen turnover, absolutely.
With the Josh Allen turnover.
What's on? So now, kind of going back to that Dallas Green Bay game. What's on the looks right now for Green Bay going up against San Fran?
I mean, playing Green Bay Packers got nothing to lose. They already won the season for them on what they need to do. And playing a team like that has nothing to lose, they're very dangerous. I don't necessarily think they're going to win, obviously, because the Niners are just stacked every which way on both sides of the ball. It's going to be different. But, I mean, with the 9.5, I don't know if I really like the 9.5. At 10, I'd probably take the Packers.
I feel like the Packers are going to, they're not going to bend over for these guys. San Fran's been sitting out, and everything. So they're well rested, but they've been away from the game. And I feel like what tends to happen when you do that is you start to overlook your opponent, start to kind of look down on them. I mean, Green Bay is going to come out with some fire. Aaron Jones is going to come out with some fire for sure. I'm not saying they're going to win this game, but yeah, that
I think Kyle Shanahan he's going to have them boys ready, especially after last year, how they got screwed with Brock Purdy getting hurt. I think they're out for blood. So I don't know. I would probably lean Niners to cover the 9.5, but anything over that, I'd probably take the Packers.
I'm. For the win, I like the Niners. When we get back on Thursday, see where this line is at. But I feel kind of not as bad, but just as I was trying to look it up on here, I think Green Bay has the same concern with the Niners as the Cowboys did with Green Bay. It just seems that the Niners have Green Bay's number. Aaron Rodgers going up to San Fran, getting beat. Same thing going to Green Bay, but recency bias. Yeah, the Green Bay look good, but C-Mac, Debo, they're coming at you this and a week to prepare. Yeah, you guys. I don't know how the 9.5. I think is pretty high, but I think it's San Fran's game to win.
Yeah, that would be a disaster. I think more than the Cowboys and Eagles. I think if the Niners managed to lose this game somehow, that'd be even a bigger disaster.
Right. All these teams are opening up because what do you do?
Yeah.
Hey, Shanahan, we got you all these pieces. And I mean, it's a good story. Green Bay was a good story, but
yeah,
I'm not feeling it.
Time for it to end. So let's talk about, I think the biggest win this wild card weekend, and it's that Houston-Cleveland Browns game. Houston getting the dub. CJ Stroud just looking like an absolute dog out there. I mean, talk about a dude who's just ready to ball out. Not nervous at all. Rookie playoff game. Poise. And those guys just look ready to go. Nico Collins is a speed demon.
Yeah. I mean, they looked great, and it's another team that they already won the season. They're already happy to be there, and they're dangerous.
I'll tell you, and D'Amico Ryans, man, that dude deserves a nice handshake there. I mean, what a terrific job. That dude should
Here
win.
He comes.
That dude should win Coach of the Year, D'Amico Ryans.
No, you give it to Stefanski.
No, bro. The Texans were like 3-12 last year, bro.
They were the longest.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's different though. They have 3 new incoming players.
Green Bay. Yeah, Cleveland's without Nick Chubb on their fourth quarterback. I mean,
fourth quarterback.
The whole season was built around Chubb.
Fourth quarterback. They have more injuries, bro, than any other team. I think Stefanski you have to give it to Stefanski. I could guarantee that he gets it. I mean, it was great. Like,
We got the Browns
Welcome
Houston
back,
game, Whit.
No, I don't know what happened. You guys allowed me.
Hey, ask let Whit catch up with the Niner one.
Yeah, we were just talking about, you got a Green Bay team, a hungry Jordan Love now going up against San Fran.
I just hope everyone's healthy. I hope there's no big injuries early on that kind of slants it in one way or the other. I think the Niners just have too much, man. I think they have too much, and I think man, LaFleur and Shanahan, man, there's just an uneasiness about that whole relationship. I think the Niners, man. I think the Niners have a running game. I think they got Kittle. I think they got Ayuk. I think Debo. I think the defense. I just think it's going to be too much. Is Alexander going to go for the Packers? That's a thing, right? With the ankle. Yeah. So I like the Niners. They're at home. I think it's going to be difficult. The Packers, youngest team ever to make the playoffs. I think it's going to be a lot for them, man. I like the Niners. I like the Niners by. Honestly, I like the Niners probably by 7 to 10. I think maybe
they got a spreads 9.5 right now for the Niners.
That's a little high, I think. But I mean, I wouldn't bet them 7 to 10, but I think they'll win by. I think they'll get a late score, put it away. You know what I mean? But I think overall the game will be pretty close. Minus some turnovers or something. But I would 100%. I think the Niners are going to, unless McCaffrey goes down, Debo goes down, Purdy gets hurt, something like that, then that changes everything.
Yeah, they got a curse. San Fran got a little playoff injury curse too.
Mm-hmm. So hopefully no one gets hurt and they win. And then we got a team missing an important link in the championship. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that. So whoever gets through, I just want them to be healthy. But yeah, I like the Niners at home. Young Packer team. I think this is a huge thing coming on late in the season, but I just think it'll be too much.
For sure, yeah. That defense is scary over there too on San Fran. Fred Warner, Chase Young, Bosa.
Yeah,
those guys will come and let you know.
It's going to be different. It's going to be different than playing Dallas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be different. It's a physical team. That whole thing is going to be different. So, who'd you guys rock with? I know I got kicked off for a minute, but thanks for the refill.
San Fran.
Yeah, I think
San Fran.
San Fran. Zeech.
Yo.
Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm just talking to the live chat. Can the dude live? Let me live.
I see your moving over there.
At the club, I'm trying to give the boys attention.
Let me live, man. No, I'm just playing. And then so we rolled over. Now we were at the Cleveland Browns Houston game. I was talking. That's got to be the biggest win this wild card weekend. The Houston Texans.
Is it?
I think the Packers, man.
I think the Packers. In Big D, the Packers in Big D with Super Bowl aspirations, the youngest
on the road against the MVP.
Like the Browns were
in full disclosure
that they found on aisle 34 in Bonds.
And the Cowboys were on
in full disclosure. We did say Houston last week. We did have that shot call.
Hey, I just think Flacco.
So it's probably not a surprise for him. He had that shot called.
Yeah, Flacco, Statue of Liberty, man. You know where he's going to be. 3 to 7 step drop. He ain't moving. Maybe a step or two to the left or right. But other than that, he's not moving. I just felt it's too much. When you had a quarterback that you know where he's going to, that's when Brady had problems. If you look, you knew where Brady was going to be. If you could get there, then you had a chance. If you didn't, you didn't, So I think, the Packers, that was
3 shots. Man,
they got Dallas questioning everything they're doing. Like, who needs to go? They don't even know who needs to go. McCarthy's going to go. He's done.
Franchise.
Yeah, it's like they're like, do we get rid of Dak? Do we do this? Do we do this? Like, I mean, there's all kinds of questions. I think the Packers win by far, and the way they did it,
it wasn't close. It was. I mean, they both weren't close, but
they had a pick six. The Texans had 2, right?
Back to back.
Yeah, back to back. So
put the game away right there. It was over after that second one.
I hear you. I hear you with that. I feel like the narrative around the whole game before it even happened, like everyone kind of knew that Dallas was going to screw it up in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but not like that.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't expect them to get blown out like that. No, I
the game was over in the second quarter. The game was done, wrapped in the second quarter. Boom.
But if you go back, man, Dallas got beat by the Cardinals. Dallas had some really bad losses that exposed them the same way the Packers did. The Packers are hot at the right time. But I didn't think Dallas was going to so much screw. I mean, it's the Cowboys, so you never know, but that was it was 27-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both found their franchise quarterback, so those franchises are headed in the right direction. So they're just going to keep CJ Stroud
I do think
far
it's
away
one of the
from
good
every
games,
massage
though.
parlor. They're going to put a massage, like a quota in his next contract. Promise you that. Keeping him away from every massage girl in the whole fucking state.
Keep him away from Colfax.
Keep him away from the football field. It's the only
from
way
the furthest rub and tug.
That's the only way Watson stays healthy, man. That dude's distracted. It's all guaranteed, so you can't really move on. But that was the dumbest.
Does it? So it kind of drives me crazy whenever, like, when they were showing like Browns games and everything, and he's up in the stands, right? He's not even down there with the team, and then they'd show Joe Burrow, right? And Burrow's down there with freaking Jake Browning, walking through plays with him while the game's going on. But you see Deshaun up there with his lady, with his chain on, dressed, just up in the stands.
Zach,
People looks like Deshaun don't give a fuck, bro. He looks like he checked out. He gave him that. That's what happens when you give up those big contracts like that. Guaranteed, they're checked out, bro.
Yeah,
Zach,
I mean, that's their fault.
Your boy Witt loves massage parlors, right? You know that I got character issues out the wazoo, right? You know that, right? Well, hypothetically speaking, I got all kinds of like decision making.
We live.
Like, yeah, I know. I'm saying hypothetically, that
that's
I'm
the crying catch.
You know everything about me, right? See, this guy's questionable, and you're gonna make me the godfather of your children. No, you're not. That's what they did. They gave him the franchise, guaranteed money. You knew he had so much character issues, so many questions, still had things pending. It's like, come on, Zach, you can't go. You would never be like, yeah, that dude. I trust him with my children. Should something happen to me, that's what they did. They said, I'm gonna trust you with that franchise. Yeah. There's not a chance, man.
No, I agree. I mean, they shouldn't have paid him that much. Like, that was the stupidest thing they could have done. That was dumb because he got away with highway robbery. And like kind of what Sach was saying, he got paid. He doesn't care.
It reminded me of Shawshank.
The biggest.
I don't know what that word means. Like we didn't even know if he's rehabilitated. They just gave him more money to go get rub and tugs.
Yeah.
The biggest, I'd say, knock on him is, I don't want to even say his character, but just as an athlete, if you remember, it was like week 9 or 10, and the team was saying his shoulder was okay. And he was like, I can't play. That is not who you want leading your franchise. When your medical guys are saying, hey, he's good, but he comes back, no, I don't feel it. I'm not there. You can't – these quarterbacks that are in these games now, or at least in the final side, you can't drag them off the field.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford had a concussion, was knocked out, lost 3 teeth, and he was out the next possession, Yeah. To have a quarterback tell you, no, I'm not ready when the medical is saying you're good.
I can't get my hand over my head.
He's got your back.
And he's got gout, but we'd play. If you needed him on 3,
he's got the gout.
You know what I mean? We'd be out there for free.
And this with me right now,
for whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. So
no, I'm with you. You'd have to literally break my leg for me not to be out there. Absolutely, 100%.
Especially when you're already taken care of for the rest of your life.
Oh my gosh! And the spotlight's on, man. I mean, I don't know. That's some crazy stuff, but we'll roll into, because talk about huge spotlight right now, that Tampa Bay Philadelphia game. Baker Mayfield's coming out of the locker room, snorting the smelling salts, just going wild.
Just going wild, dude. And I think the the Buccaneers can have what it takes to upset the Lions. The way that they pass the ball, the Lions secondary and defense, their pass defense is one of the worst in the league. So I mean, I think it could be a shootout because even Tampa's defense isn't the best, but I would say Tampa has the better defense, and obviously the better offense would go to the Lions. So I think the Bucks have what it takes to pull it off. It's just that big mistake. Who's going to make the bigger mistake, Goff or Baker?
It's see, now you go in the total opposite direction of everything, and now Baker's out there just playing with like he's got nothing to lose, but he's playing hard, and he knows he's going to get paid next year. But that's a guy who wants to be out on the field, which
Baker,
I love.
Yeah.
Go ahead, E.
The Browns dumped him and everything. He's ticked off.
You go from Baker, who will do anything, who will die on the field, to Deshaun, who don't even want to be on the field. That's what you take.
Yeah, Baker got the bag minimum wise, but he got the $1 million bonus by getting him to the playoffs. But it's going to be really nice to talk in a couple of weeks, and you start hearing what's going on in Philly. That team just quit on each other. The coaching staff, they were doing arm tackles, olaying. Like, you're going to say, what happened to a team that started 10-1 and ended like this? Right? To be a Cowboy fan or to be in Dallas is big news. But I'm telling you, the bigger news in the NFC East was that collapse and what happened to that squad. Like, what is it? Is it you brought in Matt Patricia? He did the defensive play calling. Did the team? It's going to be interesting to hear what these guys, as they start, like Kelsey probably retire. You're going to start hearing the stories and what really went on. Because how do you go from you were the number one seed, you were everything, to just no effort?
And they were just in the Super Bowl.
Hurts is out there with no fucks given.
Just in the Super Bowl.
It seems like there was a lot going on with, prior A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, and then they were showing the clip of Goddard yelling at Jalen Hurts on the sideline. And then it's Kelsey's, it's Jason Kelsey's. I felt bad for Jason Kelsey. That's another dude right out there who's going to lay it on the line for you, plays hard and everything. And that's his last game that he has to remember is everyone's just playing for everyone.
Yeah, it's rough. That's not indicative of
everyone's playing for themselves
over his time in Philly. But I would rather it's like I would have rather them just did an Irish goodbye, man. That was that bad. Just walk off the field. It was terrible. Like 30, it's awful. But Baker's always been that guy. He's always played with house money. Baker's always been an underdog. And he thrives in situations where, like in Cleveland, let's just be honest, that's a terrible organization. It's been terrible for a long time. The Lions have been the same. The Chargers, just from a standpoint of up, down, laterally, that's just not. But Baker, he's that dude, man. He's that dude. And I like what Saad said. I could see him. I could see them beating the Lions this weekend. I don't know. I'm not ready to make that call. I got to do some other research. I know the Lions are physical. I like Dan Campbell, but
we got the Bucks at they're plus 6.5 right now for the spread.
I'm taking the Bucks. I'm putting money on the
Bucks. I kind of like that too.
I'm putting money on the Bucks. Dude, the Lions just gave up like almost 400 passing yards to Matt Stafford and 180 to Nakua. I would even look at freaking Mike Evans over whatever his line's going to be at, dude. That secondary can't stop anyone. They can't stop. CeeDee Lamb just had 180 yards against them a couple weeks ago. And Mike Evans is a dog. He's a vet. That whole coaching staff is still veterans. They still have Super Bowl winning players with Tom Brady on that team.
And say what you want about Todd Bowles, man. Sometimes he does some weird things, but he's going to be aggressive. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to put some things together. He's going to give him some looks that Goff may rattle him a little bit. I think he's on the opposite spectrum of McVay in terms of like defensively, he's gonna be a little bit more situational. It's gonna be more camouflage. I think he's gonna have a lot more to throw at Goff than the Rams did. So that's a whole nother thing too. And then the Lions can run the ball, man. When they want to, they've been able to run the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I like Baker. I've liked him out of college. I think he's got some maturity issues and he's undersized. But I think he achieves more with what he has than a lot of people do in the league.
I think he's a crazy cycle motherfucker like Baker. I love that Baker.
I'd take him plus 6.5.
You don't give a shit.
I thought it was freaking awesome seeing him coming out of the locker room, sniffing the smelling salts, just going crazy, just getting himself hyped.
Reminds you of you before the show.
Just getting all hyped and everything. Oh my gosh!
If the Bucs can stay two-dimensional, run the ball with Rachaad White, and then pick their spots on throwing deep, I think that'll probably be the recipe that they're going to have to go to. You can't force Baker to throw the ball every single time. because, I mean, he is going to give up a couple, maybe mistake or two. But like I said, Rachaad White has been doing pretty damn good. I think he led the league this year in all-purpose, or he was one of them, right?
Yeah, I think he was top 3.
Yeah, so, I mean, they have a good running back. They got some weapons on offense, especially you saw it this last week. He was throwing dudes I never even heard of.
Yeah, I like the Bucks. I'd take him at plus 6.5. I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think that one will be a lot closer than people think. The Lions haven't played a game that wasn't close in the last 3 or 4 weeks, so I think it's going to stay close. I think the Bucks are peaking at the right time. I think if we do see a blowout, I think it'll be in one of the other games, but I think this one will be within a score.
I think this is going to be a good game for some player props for sure.
I'm not doing it like Kevin's thing. Anytime touchdown though this week. I'm just not. I'm for him and his anytime touchdown. He burned me.
What's up? What's Witt's crown catch?
I think. Well, I had to catch y'all on saying like the Houston was the biggest win of the weekend. It's like, do I need to validate my credibility anymore with you know what I mean? That was just that was like I had to. That was naive, Jones. I know you're young, but that was just.
I know you.
Even he was sitting back there like, started covering his face.
I couldn't see it. Yeah, I said, yeah. Man, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. It got me this week. I'll be all right. I'll bounce back this week.
That was tough, man. I mean, the Browns had such a solid defense throughout the year, and then they did that.
It's one of those games where you wake up the next morning and you're taking a shower and you're like, did I really bet on Flacco? You're like, was Joe Flacco my pick? Like, is that really what I did? It was one of those things afterwards in hindsight. In hindsight, you're kind of like, damn, that was interesting.
I didn't like the Flacco.
I don't know if you guys remember if you remember the old TV show Scooby Doo, and at the end they'd always unmask the villain. That's what happened. They unmasked Flacco and he was wearing his Jets jersey. Yeah. It was like, holy shit.
And then Jones was like,
That's the thing that ZJ does. When ZJ likes someone, he'll ride them to the fucking end.
Yeah.
He'll like someone. It don't even have to be like he'll like someone. It don't even have to be anything field related. He could do something off the field and he'd be like, "Oh, dude, he's sniffing salts. He's fucking."
Yeah. Like, did you see his
shoe? Should have picked Baker Mayfield because he was sniffing salts.
I like this.
If I say something, I'm gonna stay with it. I'm not gonna back it.
I respect you. You're loyal to the people.
In my defense, and Sach knows this, I've been riding with CJ Stroud all year. I've been saying he's my favorite quarterback to watch. Love to see him play. Dude's going to win Rookie of the Year, and that was my mistake for going against the guy I've been rooting for all year. That was my mistake right there.
You said if he loves someone, and then he gives you a soliloquy of his love affair with CJ Stroud. He's just like validated.
He's a very loyal player fan. He's very loyal to his players.
Here's the thing with CJ. You, when you're dead to him, he's like Eric, man. You're fucking dead to him. Yeah, you don't want nothing to do with you. Don't say
he loves you or he hates you. There's no in between.
We call that DMW, dead man walking.
Eric is the best though. Eric is like he's dead to me. He's dead to me, man. Like don't mention his name.
Yeah, who?
Don't. Last time I saw him,
who? Yeah, he's dead to me.
He wore black. Don't wear black around me. Like.
So Jones, did you? Are you going with Houston then at Baltimore?
Okay, so here I'll like you guys give your layout. No. You guys give your layout. This is what I'm gonna say to you guys right now. I'm going over all 4 games. So the Chiefs Bills one, that's the one that I see being the most tightest. That one's kind of a pick 'em for me right now, just because like we discussed, Josh Allen's got the chip on his shoulder, but Mahomes just has his number 2-0 on the playoffs. The Texans Ravens one is the one I'm also kind of interested in too, just because the Texans are getting a plus 9.5 here. I mean, these guys have nothing to lose. They did what they needed to do. They're in the playoffs. CJ, I think, is a great leader. And like I said, Nico Collins is well underrated in that wide receiver spot. That dude is a speed demon.
And he's high spreads. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a high spread. So that one, I'm kind of looking at that one. just kind of with those spreads, I see it being tight. I think Green Bay and San Fran, I think San Fran's going to just dust these guys.
We got a crown catch here, ZJ. So here's the deal. My son, Leesburg, Virginia, close to Baltimore. School was closed today, 2 hours later tomorrow. It's a bunch of snow. It's cold. I think CJ Stroud and the boys get exposed up there. The youth. I think it's going to be tough sledding. I think catching Lamar is going to be more difficult when he knows where he's going and you don't. So that's my crown. It's my second one, but that's the crown catch. I think that I don't know that it's 9.5, but I think Houston. I don't think they have a shot. I think it's going to be cold. I think it's going to be.
Don't let Sauce fool you with. He's suns out, guns out, but it's like -6 here. Schools have been canceled for 3 days, and we going through the same thing. I mean, suns out, guns out. You probably thought it was a good day today.
I was going to say,
I'm with you as well.
I was going to say, Soch and myself, we've been in this negative 10-degree weather, and Witt's over there with his crown catch, enjoying his 80-degree San Diego weather.
No, in all honesty, man, it was a balmy 63 degrees today.
Balmy.
It was balmy. It was the sun was out. I had a sweatshirt on. I had to take it off. I was at Costco in shorts. Got my Crocs, no socks.
This morning driving to work, it was -5, and I looked like Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel.
Nose red, all covered up. I was wondering what the fuck I'm doing. What put me in this position in life that I got to be out here in the morning driving?
I knew it was cold because it looked like on the early show, it looked like ZJ had shoveled his driveway before he came in and did the show. All disheveled and like out of sorts and stuff. He looked like a stressed out accountant. He looked like a stressed out accountant in the tax season.
All right, let me finish though. So like I said, the Chiefs-Bills game, that's kind of a pick 'em for me. Don't know which way I'm going. I hear what you guys are saying, but I'm kind of liking Texans with points in the Baltimore game. They just got nothing to lose. They got nothing to lose, man. I like young guys who got nothing to lose, something to play for. Again, San Fran, I think, is going to steamroll the Packers, and then that Tampa Bay Detroit game. I'm with Soch on this one. I think Tampa Bay is gonna surprise some people here. But you guys can give off your slate. What you thinking?
I think Baltimore wins by 10 at home. I think the Packer-Niner game will be a little bit closer than people think. I think it will be within 10, maybe a late touchdown puts it at 14, 17, whatever you want to say. The Bills Chiefs, man, I think whoever has the ball last is either going to be the GOAT or, they're going to be the hero. That's how I feel about them. I trust Mahomes at the end more than I trust Allen, but maybe it's Allen's time to, be careful on the last. He's thrown some terrible picks this year. I was going back on his tape and it just looked bad. That's how I see it. Niners, Packers close, closer than people think. I think Baltimore, they're going to win by 10.
I got you.
I like the Bucks.
Yeah.
To win.
Yeah, Bucks are nice. What you thinking, E?
Well, I'll give you the officials on Thursday, but I'm thinking this week's going to be all chalk. I think it's all chalk. I think Bills are going to win. Bills are going to finally get theirs. They've been waiting on this. I do agree with Witt. It'll be close, but I just think it's time. Bills Mafia is showing up at home. I mean, this is everything they wanted. So do your thing. San Fran, listen, if it was before Green Bay played Dallas, they were saying top 3 teams are San Fran, Philly, and Dallas. Nobody was chirping in with Green Bay. I think you're looking at recency bias for what just happened to Dallas, but nobody was talking about them. The San Fran will hold their home court, and same thing with Baltimore. Lions will be close, but I think Lions will pull it out at home as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it's 9.5, then I would take I'd take Bucks points, but go Lions for the dub.
I got you. Yeah.
I'll let you know Thursday.
Yeah, we'll check back in on the Thursday show. I'm sure a lot of lines are going to shift. What you got, Saj?
For my favorite play, or just like
through the whole slate, like where are you feeling on each game?
So I'm feeling. It's -8.5 right now for the Niners on ESPN at -110. So that's a little interesting. But I mean, I'll lean Niners in this one with that 2 week long break. They got dudes on that team that need breaks like that. So that locking up that 1 seed, they were probably the most important team that needed to do it. I mean, Debo's always hurt, McCaffrey's always dinged up, and I mean, I think this break they're going to come out fresh legs, and it's going to be over. I think pretty easy. I'm going with the Bucks on the second one too, the +6.5, and I'll even give my play of the week, I guess, before, because they got player props already out now since their playoff game. And I'd probably look at Mike Evans' longest reception over 24.5. I think that defense just gives up too many deep balls, and obviously Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield there are connected. So I wouldn't really go on his yards. I would when that comes out, but I like him at least for a 25-yard plus catch for sure. And
broke my heart last night when he dropped that one in the end zone.
Yeah. Oh man.
I was like, that's my touchdown, that's my yardage, all in one hit.
Everything all in all.
He'll bounce back.
That has to be the worst one, when it's just two birds with one stone and they just fumble both of them. But
you're like, yeah.
And then you're just down.
You know how that is, Jones.
Yeah. Texans, Ravens. I'm with Whit on this one. I think the Ravens kind of blow them out the water with that defense. I mean, I think CJ Stroud's going to get tested a little bit more. The Browns defense was banged up. They've been banged up all year. I mean, I could see them doing good, but I think it's going to be a 10 plus loss for the Texans. And then I'm leaning Chiefs on the Bills game too. I just think with the experience and the playoff experience that both the quarterbacks have against each other, better coaching, I would probably stay away from it completely when it comes down to it, just because it could be a last possession, whoever has it last. But
I want in my heart, like I want Buffalo to win, but if I'm laying the money, I just, man, Mahomes is just he's different, man.
I want Josh Allen to choke just so I can have another quarterback to bash with whenever people talk about Dak. I'll be like, well, look at Josh. So,
damn, Josh, man. Like, damn, like,
misery loves company, and I want that misery. I want as much company as I have. I want Lamar to lose. I want Josh Allen to lose. I want all of them.
Sach is like, you know what? I got dumped, and I hope my boy gets dumped too. I want him to hurt his back.
Everyone always points at Dak this, Dak that, but these quarterbacks got stuff to prove too, so let's see it. Yeah, we got to see if Lamar wins 2 MVPs and he don't win this game. I mean, where do we go from there? They already paid him, so they're obviously stuck him when he's an MVP. But I mean, it's going to be like, dude, he can't win the big game either if he loses one of these.
How about the uncalled shot of the weekend? Possibly bullying was time to kneel down in Green Bay, and Jordan Love's doing. Here we go to kneel the ball.
No, he didn't.
That's one of the historic.
Don't tell Sach that.
Now I want Jordan Love to never do good ever again. Now I'm going the house on the Niners.
I mean, you're bullying right now. You were just bullying on that one, Jordan Love.
That's being a bully. He is.
Here we go.
I can't remember a football game. It reminded me of a basketball game. I can't remember a football game where the starters came out and then they like, hey, start 5, get back in there. They got all like they came out. Dallas scores and like, hey, whoa, let's go back in. You know what I mean?
That's a big win for the kid though. He just wanted his last moment on the field.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Doing his thing.
Maybe he can do the Jameis Winston.
Hey, I say Thursday we all get some smelling sauce. Make Jones feel good.
Some what?
Say it again, E.
Smelling sauce. Yeah, get some of the smelling sauce.
Thursday.
Some of the smelling sauce for the big one.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know you love us, man.
Yeah.
We could.
I like E's pick because he.
Yeah, I like E's. He was gonna say I like E's pick because he smells smelling salts. He cut out a little bit. I know where he was going with that. I like E's pick, because he just looks ready when he gets that hit. That fucking.
Talking to live audience.
Who's this episode's sponsor, E?
I didn't bring the props. I got beat up this weekend. It's not my role to be in there. All my sponsors left. I got to find some new ones for Thursday.
Hey, Brown Brought to you by Crown Royal, Glenn Levitt. You know, can't do too much of the 18 years. It's a little heavy.
Brought to you by the carton of milk that has sausage sleeves on it.
Fucking juice.
Have you seen? Yeah, there you go.
I thought he was going to say it's sponsored by the New York Knicks. Now I know why he gives all these New York Knicks props out. He got a jersey at Jalen Brunson. And
hey, don't even hang it, right? I'll get you guys again up to tomorrow.
I'm surprised
they're playing again tomorrow. Hartenstein. Just look at his rebounds.
He didn't get the rebound though, right?
He did. He did with 20 seconds left.
Oh,
he had.
Let's go.
He had 10 with 16 minutes of playing.
I know. I saw that.
He's been averaging like 14, 15, 19. They got the Rockets. Tomorrow night with boy at center. I forget his name with the S. Come on. Hartenstein's he's over again. Play it.
He's gonna bully.
I like there's certain things I'll do. You play him. You play Victor W over anytime he plays. Play him over 3.5 steals and blocks. You get Hartenstein for his rebounds and guards against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Hey, and that right there is brought to you by Rutgers Alumni Club. You know what I mean? Because that's what he would have said.
RAC, baby.
Yeah. He always has a
shout out to Pacheco from New Jersey.
He's always like, hey, out of Rutgers, we got Rutgers, da-da-da. So, yeah, Rutgers Alumni Rotary Club or some shit.
What how are the picks doing right now, Sach? The 2-2, the 2 picks we gave out.
So Norman Powell has 4 points right now. I think I had him over 13.5. He's 1 for 4. It's almost halftime, so he's a little bit down.
So
Bradley Beal has 9 points still, bro. In the fourth quarter, he went to the half with 9, and he hasn't scored since.
There's too many scores.
What's the score?
He's going to be inconsistent.
106-87. So
I had a Suns -4,
and then Grayson Allen 3.5 points on the first quarter. That cashed within 2 minutes.
Listen to this. Grayson Allen over 3.5 first quarter points every game. He's hit it 11 in a row now, and they had it at plus money today for 3.5 first quarter points.
11 in a row, right?
You get these. You find these streaks, just hit them. Keep running them. I'm telling you, Hartenstein tomorrow with rebounds. Grayson Allen, he's on my list now. I wrote it down. He's
11 in a row.
He's in my playbook.
Got him plus money. He had 11 points in the first quarter today. His line was at 3.5.
So where you guys at on? Let's come out west. Let's bring it back out west. Where we at on the trade deadline? Who do the Warriors make move?
Yeah, I think the Warriors got to move on from Wiggins.
Clay.
They got to move on. I don't know if they will. They would have to get. They would have to get a pretty good deal for him. I don't know what team he would go to.
Clay's had his lowest scoring average since 2012-13, 17.5 points a game. Second lowest 3-point average, 38.6 career. I think it's going to be tough to talk. You know, Steph's going to be a loyal soldier. I don't think he's going to want him to go, but I think it's time. I love Clay. He's not the perimeter defender he was in the past. I think Wiggins, you know, he's always been, you know, when things are good, he's a front runner, but he was a 3-4. You know, I think Draymond, man, honestly, Draymond had a bunch of shit to say today. Like, you know, when you're not out there, it's like, dude, you haven't been out there, and it's on your own actions. You know what I mean?
Let him go.
But it'll be interesting, man. They need to go get a big. If they want Curry, they need a big. They've tried to get a few bigs, try to draft some.
The Warriors don't ever get a big. We need a traditional big like a Nurkic or a freaking. I don't know what they're doing, man. We need a scoring forward, and we need a big guy.
So
I just want to Smurf Curry, but I bet you if Curry's behind closed doors with Kerr and the GM, he'll okay a Clay trade. He's going to say he don't like it. I'm not with this, but behind closed doors, when presented with winning, because he's out there on the floor right now. He's seeing what they have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He won't come out and say it publicly, but I think behind closed doors, he'll be like, yeah, we got to make some moves.
Yeah.
If Clay got to go, he got to go.
I mean, Curry's smaller guard.
Your competitor first.
Yeah. Don't have much time left. Getting older.
I want to hear what Witt has. So obviously Witt and Sach, you guys are big like Warriors guys and everything. I want to hear what Witt has to say Before I ask the question, though, I just want to throw it out there. Aaron Gordon had 6 rebounds tonight. We took the under. Cash. Back to my question. Back to my question, though. So Sach has been saying, Steve Kerr's got a lot going on right now. He's been kind of questioning what's been going on with him. Kind of want to know your take on that, Whit, just coaching wise with the Warriors.
I think it's time for a new voice. I think the GM's out.
Exactly.
I think the next GM is there. I think his voice. I think look, man, he's got a young team. Phil Jackson didn't call timeouts. He let people work through it. Kerr tries to do the same thing. He lets the team try to work through these things. Draymond is a reckless leader. He's careless. Steph is more, hey, I'm a lunch pail guy. I do what I do. Probably some conversations in the back. I don't think they need a new voice. They need a new voice. There's going to be a new GM. So that's Kerr's done. Kerr's done. The dynasty is done. It's time for a rebuild. So, I mean, you might as well just start over, because I think what they brought to the league with the personnel and the groupings and what they did and, the death lineup and all that stuff, everyone's doing that now. And they're longer and they're bigger and they're younger and they're faster. And it's time to go, man. It's time to go. The thing is, sorry, with that trades, Wiggins and Klay Thompson, their trade value is down. They should have done it before. Their trade values, they could have got something for them before the season started. But now, I mean, their trade value easily has gone cut in half. Just cut in half the way that they're playing. I'm gonna tell you what I do because I think they need it to get over the top. If I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm trading for Wiggins, or I'm trading for Wiggins because he doesn't need the shots. He's a long, lengthy defender. You're going to need it against Tatum and Boston in the playoffs. I'd go get Wiggins with his trade value down. I'd get another defender because now you got Lillard, you got the Greek Freak, you got the small forward. Name escaping me now, but you can allow him to be more offensive, and you can put him on Tatum, and you can do things with.
That's not too bad actually either. I would like to see the Warriors with Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis would be huge for the Warriors. That would be fun.
Portis is a great rebounding center. As a backup, he has pretty damn good numbers rebounding. He can stretch the floor, which the Warriors
that too. He's up and down. He can run the floor. So if I'm Milwaukee, I try to go get Wiggins if I can do it.
Yeah, if we can get Bobby Portis.
Little known fact: before Milwaukee, Bobby Portis was a Knick. Just little known fact.
Yeah, he was a Knick until he.
I'd like to see him come back to New York.
He was a Knick until he broke
I love
someone's
Bobby
jaw,
Portis.
wasn't he?
I love him out there.
Yeah, there's a reason why windshield
guys are
in the rear view, man. We're always looking forward. We try not to look in the past where they were.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to ask this real quick, or not with E. What are your thoughts on Julius Randle?
So, man, before we got this new team,
because I don't get this.
I was all about Randle, but right now, he's a clog. He goes into ISO. He tries to he'll dribble down, kicks it off his leg. All the movement stops when he gets the ball. He used to be a big part, but right now, I mean, I'm down. Let's get rid of him before the 8th and bring something in, because there's no shame in it, right? Like, hey, you played hard for the Knicks. You're a good player. You're this and that, but the team has changed. They're all shooters. They're running the pass, they're rotating. It gets into him. And then sometimes he just hangs around the 3. Yeah, it's just not. It doesn't work anymore. So and so now get some value while you still can. Definitely. But yeah, I see it now. And gosh, I wish there was a player prop that has dribble off your foot parlays numbers, because Randle's going to do at least twice a game.
Man, Randle, I couldn't agree more. Like, Randle is just like, when he gets the ball, it's like everything just stops. There's no fluidity to the game.
You got all the young guys out there now. They're moving it. They're shooting. Hey, you just sorry, man. You got to go. I got a whole downstairs. I got a whole bunch of cards and stuff, and one shelf is dedicated to Mitchell. He's my favorite player.
Mitchell
Hartenstein's been balling. Yeah, I love him. That's my favorite player. Him and Quickly, but OG's doing well. We'll see what happens on the 8th for all our squads.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on with our
RJ Barrett. That was a quick exit. Not a good reputation around the league. Yeah, that he had to go.
I mean, no offense to him, but this is a Knicks fan. He's from Canada. He just seemed like
so is Wiggins.
He seemed like, hey, have a good day. Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, we win, we lose. People are out here crying. That you can't do that in New York. You can't just be that guy. You gotta.
That's what always.
Something. And OG's been balling.
That's always been my history.
That was a good pickup. Love OG.
Playoff title pitcher right now. Who's everyone kind of? What are your leans right now? NBA style, yeah.
Talking to take it all?
Yeah.
If healthy, I think the Nuggets are still the class of the. I think Boston. I think that the Bucks, but I think the Nuggets, man, are. I just think when they get there, man, they got a lot of weapons. They're long. They move the ball.
I'm interested to see what we're gonna do with our bench come the trade deadline, because that's the one thing we lack in right now. I was talking to Sach about this. Is just our bench players. We're not getting a lot of points on the bench. When Nikola, when he comes off the floor, it's kind of anyone's game at that moment and everything. So there's a lot of talk with Jordan Clarkson right now coming over to the Nuggets, which I'd love. We'll see. But yeah, Nuggets they're bad. I mean, they're bad as hell, and I love it. It's just fun to watch a big guy like Nikola just do it all.
Like it'll be a good conversation after the 8th and see what happens after the trade deadline. I think Boston, they're standing out in the East. Milwaukee's struggling, Philly's struggling at times.
Yeah.
So I think Boston now, and then man, how about the West? You're talking about the Timberwolves? What?
Yeah, they're
OKC. What? Like these teams that are growing up quick and they're balling.
Yeah.
And
Come on, though. You and Anthony Towns, you trust?
So let's see.
I like Edward.
I don't. They're right up there. They've been in first or second all year. Like eventually, you got to say, I don't know what's going on. And then do they make a move to do something? That's just what we need. So after the 8th, it'll be really interesting. Or to your point, see what Denver does. Defending champ. How far do we want to go with it?
I think they're a little bit bored.
What do we do?
I think they're a little bit bored, but Boston got blown out by Milwaukee, last week. Like, Boston, I don't know, man. I'm not on Tatum like everyone else. I think there's times he disappears. There's time he reckless turnovers. Does some weird things, but I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see. I don't know. Everyone's always on the Celtics every year. I've just never bought into the Celtics. I just think Tatum and Brown, it's just that it seems I feel like you need like a legit veteran over there on that Celtics side, because when Tatum and Brown get into the playoff series and everything, they'll make it to the final stage and whatnot, but they just falter. It's like there's no real voice over there when it comes to those big games.
I think they don't know who the dog is. You know what I mean?
That's the thing too. Yeah, they're splitting and all that.
Like who's getting the ball? Like we knew Kobe was getting the ball. Like Joker's getting the ball. Maybe there's gonna be a kick out that someone else makes a shot, but
he's touching the ball every time.
Yeah, who's taking that shot? No, I don't know, man. I like Jaylen Brown, but I like him a little bit better than Tatum actually. But that's me.
Well, you guys we're running on an hour, 8 minutes. Anything you guys will want to throw out there? Another conversation or just anything you'd like to say? I know he's got something on his mind.
I just, hey, apologize for last weekend. To bounce back this week, guaranteed.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Sometimes you're the grass, sometimes you're the mower. Just get you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield.
Yeah. You're gonna be like Tyson Fury this week, though. You don't stay down long, you know what I mean?
Yes. Gotta get up. I brushed it off the next day. You get off.
Yeah, I mean it was
Hartenstein rebounds.
No, absolutely.
I'm gonna add it.
We'll have to hop back into it on the Thursday show for sure, because I know lines are going to start changing too. We might have to do an early Saturday show though as well before these Saturday games kick off, because that'd be interesting.
Yeah, you got to give me a warning. I got to make sure out of bed, shoveled the driveway.
Presentable.
Yeah, presentable. You know, I mean, these 15-minute, hey, jump on now. I'm still hungover. That just wasn't working for me last week.
I mean, Whit got hit in the head a couple times in the military because he was texting you today like, what? Today? We got something?
Well, I didn't know what days.
Yeah, he was like, he was like, he said what today? Like he wasn't the guy last night who was like, yeah, tomorrow actually works better.
12 hours ago, he was like, yeah, tomorrow night's better.
Yeah, tomorrow would work better.
I'm not gonna say my night ended eating 3 Jack in the Box egg rolls and 2 tacos, and you can tell me why that happened, but I'll just say that's how my night ended last night.
Heard. Respect.
Yeah. No, man.
Right,
much love to you guys.
Man, I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sure.
Hey,
hell of a show, fellas. We'll be back on. That's the Bet Champ Show. We are on every Monday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, as well as you can catch the morning show Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're giving out NBA locks throughout the day. I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to like E's locks for NBA throughout the day, so we'll have to find a way to incorporate that in because we can't keep E a secret. Man's the
we gotta give E stuff out.
We gotta give Whit some.
Hey, Wits winners are coming. I just Tipsy Tuesday instead of Monday. So thanks for joining us on Tipsy Tuesday. Appreciate you. Wits winners coming at you on Thursday.
Absolutely. Hey, love all the fellas. Love the chat as always. We'll keep it rolling, but that will do it for tonight's episode. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Appreciate it. Later.
Peace.